Hey everyone, Coffee Mug here. So I just recently finished my Gleba build. It's been working really good, and it does a little over 7,000 agricultural signs per minute. I made a few small changes here. I'll just kind of show you what I did. I had a regular inserter, and I swapped it over to a stack inserter. Then I didn't need these longer redhead inserters, so that kind of cleaned up this belt a little bit. Let's see. Oh, I added a bioflux kind of catch-all here so I can start collecting bioflux for whatever it may need. Because I tend to have a lot extra bioflux being produced, so I don't really mind it. And I also looped it back around here for the excess to be used first, so we'll see how that goes. Looks like I'm occasionally getting bioflux shortage, so I might remove this eventually once I get a better setup. Because this is the only thing I really have producing bioflux at the moment, and I just had to travel back to Novice because I forgot to have this included, and then all of my biter spawners expired, and there's biters running all over my base, so I went to go take care of that really quick. Probably still see... Well, there used to be like skeletons all over here, but these lasers kept everything safe and nothing truly got damaged, so... Anyway... next thing I plan on doing here is I was going to work on reorganizing my main base. I started tearing it down, which is a slow process because there's all sorts of little items and stuff. But I was just working on getting everything cleared up. Yeah, this whole thing is trash. That's okay. So that's my plan. I'm going to just do my normal base style video. I'm just going to show you where I'm at, and then I'll take a break about midway through and kind of show you where I'm at, and towards the end you'll see the end product, because I'm just going to be tinkering around for a while. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing, so I don't know if I plan to just record everything. Well, I'm going to record everything, but then I'm probably not going to show most of it, because a lot of it's just like tearing stuff down. It's not really that exciting. So I will check back in with you about midway through my cleanup here, once I get everything torn down. All right, just checking in. I just built a new power supply, so I was looking up some information on these heating towers, and I found that they can a single heating tower can feed about 4 of these heat exchangers. So I have this single heating tower which brings in some rocket fuel. I have this here that only inserts it if it's less than 600. Probably could go a little lower on that, but I like doing around 600. So all these are nice and warm, and it's giving me a lot of heat. So basically this was a repeatable unit. You basically can just repeat this part as many times as you'd like. I figured this was a good size, and then I can stack a couple left or right here, which I think will look nice. I can put them anywhere really, as long as it's reasonably close to water. There's a couple good lakes right here, so I'm going to put in a few more right here, I think. Actually, I might just grab a whole other stack. So I want to get up to maybe a gigawatt or so, a couple gigawatts. So I think I will just repeat this. I'll maybe do... Let's adjust these here. So we don't need to overlap. There we go, that's better. There we go, that'll make it the tiling nicer. Cool, there we go. Quick and easily tileable power upgrade. I just have to make sure I'm producing enough rocket fuel to use it all. So these guys are really pumping out rocket fuel. I just built those two, so it'll probably take a minute to catch up. Right here I'm loaded with plastic as well. So this is my first little unit I built. It basically just turns all of the fruit that gets made into, well, bioflux if needed. Then it makes either rocket fuel with the jelly or plastic with the mesh, and then they both use the excess bioflux. So that's a rocket fuel bioflux production, and I basically use the same like starting area as I did down here. Other than a few small changes. Actually, let's copy these changes over. Yeah, I just swapped out some inserters to give better stacking. All right. This eventually will be a kind of a belt with the spoilage on it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I do want it there. Cool, so I kind of upgraded, small upgrade to my starting area. I got the guns because I don't have any eggs here. And it's working pretty good. Making biofuel, or making not biofuel, rocket fuel as fast as I can make it. So that's good. So what I did is I, down here I had some heating towers to kind of burn up excess spoilage. So I ended up deleting those and then bringing those out to here, the belt along the side. That's joined by the spoilage belts from this base. Whoops, got deleted. This generates a good amount of spoilage, especially because like the plastic is full or like the rocket fuel is full. So this does generate a good amount of spoilage, which joins us over here, makes its way in. Then all the spoilage from here makes its way down. All the spoilage here makes its way back. And so and what I do with this particular build is I still have my rocket fuel. The rocket fuel is effectively the same, except instead of using my Yumako mesh for plastic, I'm using it for this carbon fiber. And to make my carbon fiber, I need burnt spoilage. So basically I have some stack inserters that pull this off the incoming belt. That lines up the belt here, which makes its way up. It feeds my burnt spoilage biolabs. So those are generating a good amount of carbon. Carbon's not particularly important, I don't think, but because I can get it from space. But it's nice to make it here, my carbon fiber. And then this uses up, combined, this will chew through about 100 Yumako mesh. You know, and I only got half a belt, so that's 120 anyway, plus the sum that's lost to my bioflux. So it's a good way to use up my extra Yumako mesh. Pretty happy with it. I got to find a better spot for this beacon though. I just realized I can't give it water if I don't have a beacon, so I'm gonna fix that. But yeah, kind of new build. So now I got carbon fiber, more rocket fuel, more carbon fiber, you know, carbon itself, and plastic. So I got most of the things I can build now with this. So basically the only things really I got left are lubricant and sulfur, and then my bacterias. So those are kind of what I have next. And plus I got to make more biochambers itself. Yeah, so this is kind of what I have left. So probably need maybe 1 or 2 more builds. I'm not sure. I gotta figure that out still. Cool. All right, well, that's where I'm at. I will check back in once I figure out how I want to generate my bacterias. Okay, back with another update. So I have another thing added here. I got my copper and iron ore production. So start off, the beginning is still basically the same. This time I'm going through the burn route. And so basically what I do is I have my first iron bacteria production here. This needs both Yumako and the jelly. So I have the Yamako and Jelly belt here. Instead of just ending and turning into spoilage, that loops its way around. So that way these two can be fed and all the excess spoilage make their way off and gets burnt. So this drops off the iron here on the belt. And then the first iron bacteria cultivation and copper cultivation will start looping it in mass producing it. So obviously this makes 43 per second, the rest of my original one only makes 3. But anyway, it works, and that's what I'm excited for. So, so I got 2 full belts. I have 6 of each of these copper cultivation. Yep, so I have 6 of these. Each of these does roughly 60 each, except this one happens to get 2 beacons on it. So it makes easily 240 per second as long as it makes its way onto the belt, which it usually does. And then it just gets stored in this chest. And then once it turns into copper, then it goes out to the belt. So pretty neat little design. I like my little starting thing that I built. That seems to be working pretty well. And I got some space here. So I'm gonna need 4 of these for my full base. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3. That would be the 4. Hopefully this will be enough fruit. I don't know if I might need to add more fruit to the belts, but so I have this right here. So this right here is going to be the entirety of my base. I hope. We'll see how it goes though once I start building. All right. So the last thing I got to do now is make some smelters to make both copper plates, steel plates, and iron plates. And then I got to reconnect my stone bricks and landfill, because I do need landfill for some things. This agricultural tower requires landfill, so I gotta have some. Plus I am making some legendary. So I'm making my legendary landfill here. This is mostly for the biochambers, because both the biochambers and the agricultural tower need landfill. I don't need legendary agricultural towers because it doesn't actually benefit. I'm going to turn this off for a second. But I do need legendary biochambers. So I do need to get legendary biochambers as well as pentapod eggs and nutrients. Those are going to be kind of challenging. I think I might just do like an upcycle, a biochamber upcycle will be my plan. I don't know. There's probably a better way to do it, but I know I don't need a ton of biochambers. So, and I already got, a bunch really quick. Even for some simple recycling, so I'm just going to do that. Then I'll also upcycle my stack inserters because I know that legendary jelly is probably going to be a pain. Same thing with legendary carbon fire, so I think just upcycling is going to be the way to go for these. Before I do that though, I got to get all of my circuit stuff being made, and then I'm going to make well, this here will be a legendary. So I'll need legendary spoilage to make these. So I'll do like a spoilage upcycling, a stack inserter upcycling, and then the biochipper upcycling. And the agricultural towers will just be there. Then I'll also make my regular modules, efficiency 3 modules. So that's what's left on the agenda here. I got to just redo my production, and then that'll be it for Gleba, hopefully for quite a while. Well, I mean, really all I gotta do is just double or quadruple my production, troubleshoot, and then maybe add more fruiting trees. So let's get started. I'll check back in with you when I got this finished. All right, I think I'm done with my Gleba base for now. Let me kind of wrap up and show you what I did here. So I had recently got my ore set up, so I got a couple short mining stacks. This is enough with the legendary furnaces to each do about 30 per second, so that fully stacks a green belt. Same thing with these. The steel doesn't quite keep up, but I don't really use that much steel, so it's fine. I just copied and pasted the design. Those I'll make through over here. Make some green circuits to make some red circuits to make some blue circuits. And I store everything a little bit extra in my chest here. So these blue circuits are for launching rockets. Very similar to my Volcanus build with all legendary stuff, with legendary beacons. Like, you barely need any, which is really kind of crazy. Same thing with my low density structures. I only need a couple of these with a single beacon. So over here I have my legendary efficiency module 3s. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. I'm going to put the occasional one in the beacon, but this is slowly... some just got set up to the rocket, my rocket, so, but I'm slowly picking up legendary those. Just waiting on a legendary, the spoilage. And so to get the spoilage, I did make a alternative route here. I sent all my spoilage up to the right-hand side. Some of it makes its way over here to do all this, the carbon fiber and sulfur and whatnot. But the extra now makes its way up here and does some upcycling. When this belt is full, it's not even able to recycle all of it. But right now it's going through a little dry spout. So I'm slowly building up some legendary of those. All right, over here, this is my new brick smelting. Basically, this is enough to do a full belt. I got some landfill here with the other belt. And making basically green inserters or the bulk inserters so I can feed the upcycling for my stack inserters. And I'm building up a pretty good quantity of these. I just launched 50 up to my rocket, so I'm up to around 100. And I just like set these two up just a few minutes ago. Then once I get enough of these, it's going to go over here, and I would basically want to get this legendary carbon fiber afterwards. That's kind of my goal with that. Cool. Then down here, I'm upcycling my biochambers. Slowly but steady. The rocket picked up 20 a little bit ago, but I got some blues, purples, and so on. To get the eggs, I added a little off-put here. I have this set to do spoiled first, so that keeps a good stack. Let's actually do 40 instead. So yeah, this thing's still running. It looks pretty good. I think I did a few minor fixes here and there, but overall, I'm really happy how this turned out. I'm curious to see how this will hold up when I start utilizing it to the max potential here. Something's going wrong with my research. I gotta figure that out. But this is my current Gleba base. I have all my power up here. I can easily add more if I want to, but I'm currently using about 25% of my capabilities. I'm also a little concerned I'm not growing enough fruit. I feel like all of these barely makes a fully stacked green belt. Like this doesn't even do 4 lanes. It basically only does like a single lane. You kind of look at it. So I don't know how much more I'll need when I scale up. Probably a lot. I'll probably come down here and grab these. Grab the purple ones over here. See, that's a future problem that I'm not going to worry about right now. So now I'm done with Gleba for the time being. I'm ready to take off. And I don't know what's next. I think I want to go maybe do back to Aquilo. I haven't been to Aquilo in a very long time, so I can go optimize that. That's probably what I'm gonna do next. Go to Aquilo and start scaling that up. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate you following along in the series, and I think I'm actually getting reasonably close to being done with this. So obviously Volcanus is more or less done. I just have so Volcanus is more or less done. I just have to, make another thing somewhere. Gleba, I think, is almost going to be done. I'm just going to have to copy this 4 more times. I already got space for it. Volgora is going to be a challenge. This was kind of a weird recycling array. I got to build some more that probably will specifically just get halonium and batteries. So I'm a little concerned about how upcycling would get, and I don't know what these builds will look like with legendary equipment. I don't know. It's something to think about. Then Yeah, then Quillo, I don't think Aquilo will be too hard. These, well, I already tested some stuff with beacons with 8 legendary modules and beaconed. This is going to be very quick build. I think this is a pretty easy planet. And then Novice, I've scaled up Novice multiple times. I always do it different every time, so I don't know what I'm gonna do here. But scaling up Novice is generally pretty easy, other than Yellow and Purple Science are the 2 annoying ones. So, and then Space Science, I think, is you know, I got room on here to expand, like here. So basically, I got to add 3 more of these because this does about 7,000 ish. All right, well, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the series. Like and subscribe, and watch me as I kind of finish up my first little entry-level Megabase here.